Hello, everyone. I just wanted to do a real quick, or as quick as possible, tutorial for um, a very, very basic, because this is a basic channel of coding, mostly front end. And I appreciate everyone watching and liking and subscribing and everything. I wanted to do a basic HTML5 and CSS setup. Uh, so, you know, just to give you a sort of basic template of how a web page would lay out. And then, I mean, you can build on from there. And like I said, these are basic elements and how you would sort of start to structure them and whatnot. Um, Specifically with HTML5 and CSS3, um, it's actually fun once you get into it, especially if you really like web development, which you really shouldn't do it if you don't like it. It's kind of like being a cop or a nurse where, you know, you get paid decently, but it's really got to come from a passion. So anyway, so I'm using the Atom text editor, and I'm just using Safari because that's what I have right now. For some reason, I don't have Google Chrome right now on this computer. But anyway, so I opened a new file in Atom text editor. My name is also Adam. Whatever. Different spelling, doesn't matter. I just named it index underscore 33.html to differentiate it from all my other ones. Here it is right here in my code examples folder. Here it is. So what we want to do, the very first thing you need to do is declare a doc type. And of course, that's HTML. So doc type in all caps, and then HTML also in all caps. All right. Next thing we're going to do is, like I said, this is a very basic, very basic site. I also want to then we open our HTML tag, and then we'll give some space, and we'll close our HTML tag, so that when this is rendered in the browser, they know that you know. They know that it's supposed to be put up in HTML and not plain text or something like that. So then our next important element is a header tag, or a head tag rather. Close that off. And inside the head tag is almost always a title tag. Let's see, test HTML5 and CSS3. Okay, close that baby off. Okay. Then inside here is the body section, which tells the browser when it renders the HTML code that this is the section that's going to be seen. The header tag, or the head tag is like the controlling aspect of it. It contains your JavaScript. It contains jQuery code, which is JavaScript. It contains CSS, although it usually shouldn't, but I'll get into that later. Um, and bear with me 1 second here. I should probably edit this out, but I'm lazy. Um, okay, so and the body tag, of course, is what's going to be shown. So this is your very, very, very basic HTML starter file. This is where you start from. Okay. So in HTML5, they have something nice where you can just type out. Typically, there's a header section, not this head section. That's different. That's more technical aspect. That's more of functionality aspect. This header is the actual part of the design. So, whoops, spell that right. Header, come down, header, close it off. And this tells it, this in HTML5, it says this is the header section. It just adds some automatic design attributes to it. without having to do it in CSS. So it doesn't matter. So start out H1, hello, and welcome to my page. Spell that right. My page, right? Close that off. Okay. So that's our header. You know, it's very basic for right now. Like I said, we'll get into designing it in CSS later. Next for our structure is going to be our nav bar, of course. And again, like in HTML5, we simply type nav as the attribute for the tag. And then we're going to do an unordered list. Okay. Unordered list, close that off. And then inside our unordered list, we're going to tab. We're going to have list items, LI, list items. Let's see, about LI, LI, I don't know, fun stuff, LI, oops, and the last one, LI, usually contact, close that off. Okay, good. That's our list item. Now we have our next section is main, which is the main area of the site. This is where you keep, you know, all your, you know, I don't know, whatever, whatever content you got in there. So we'll just put a placeholder in there, H1. This is the main. So a break statement. A break statement will break the line and it'll start it on a new line. And you'll see what I'm talking about in a second. Content. We could also do strong. This just makes the whatever's in these tags a little extra bold. Okay, so that's our main section. Now at the bottom, there's usually a footer section, almost always, especially in good UX and UI design, there's a footer section. So what I like to do is just take our unordered list here, copy, put it in there, because a lot of times you have your main navigation up here that has a lot of extra features, and then you want to have a subsequent navigation system that might have an extra thing like LI, careers. If you have a website where, you know, you want people to, you know, apply for a job, legal info, oops. You know, that's where you would store that, and that's kind of what that's for. You know, you don't really want your legal information right up at the top. You want them to notice your content. You want them to know about you, the fun stuff that you have to offer, how to contact you, etc. Down here is stuff that you kind of is not as important, but it still needs to be in there. So we'll have that there. Okay, so this is our basic page. Let's save all. Let's see what that looks like in the browser. See how it looks good. You know, it's fine. It's great. But obviously nowhere's near what it needs to be. You know, it's pretty lame. Plus, these are not links. So let's do CSS. Now this, you know what? I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna show you the way it's supposed to be done. So what we do, you know what? I also forgot to add. This is kind of important. Our meta tag, and then we do a character set of UTF-8. It just, you know, it's an English thing, and it's important for throughout the internet. Let's do this. We're going to do a link because we're going to link to an outside page. hyperref equals styles.css. Relocation is a style sheet. Okay, and uh, our type of what it is, not typing out, is a text CSS. Okay, so we'll close that link off, and then we're going to come up here, create a new file, save as styles.css. Okay, yeah, we'll replace it. Normally don't do that, but anyway, so then we're going to put our CSS in here, which is the way it's supposed to be done. Okay, for example, we could do, say, body, opening, closing curly brackets, background color, Atom Text kind of fills it in for you, and we could say, I don't know, gray, whatever, right? Save all. Let's see if this works. See, it changed our background color to gray. All right. Then we could also do. This is the beauty part about HTML5 and CSS3 is that you just type in this tag, right? Remember here, nav. You just type it in. Super easy. No IDs and hashtags and dots and whatever. Let's see, background color again. Make it, I don't know, white. Oops. White. Color, which is the color of the text, we'll make black. Doesn't matter, just so you can see some delineation. Text align. Put it off to the side. Okay. Then we want to do our list items. No, I'm sorry. Yes, list items also in HTML5. You just type out li, which is the tag name here. List items text decoration is none, which will take away these dots, which are sort of automatically put in there because it's a list, so it automatically puts bullet points in there. So that's that. Let's check that out. Save all. Okay, good. Still has it in there. Oh, I know, because you have to do unordered list, text decoration. Oops. None. All right, awesome. Still not working. Anyway, so these are supposed to be. Oh, I know. We also need to display. This is an important one, especially for a main navigation bar. Oops. We want to do it so it's displayed in line. Okay, got rid of that. Oh, that's right, sorry. It's got to be in the list items because we want to display the list items all in one line. See how now they line up nicely? All right, let's come back here and just add something quick. If you hit Shift and the backward slash, you'll get this straight line, which I think is nice. And if, you know, when you're doing this basic stuff, you can do that. We'll do you know, something a little bit more give me 1 second. Okay, so okay, sorry about that. And so, and see how this is also a list item, so it lines that up. So what we want to do is take these items and turn them into a clickable link. So this is our anchor point. It's going to anchor it to something else. This is our hyperreference. I'm just going to put a pound sign in there for right now, and we're going to close that off. Okay, and then you come to the end here, close off, close off the anchor point. Okay. So what I like to do also is just select, cut, anchor point hyperreference equals like that, and then paste it back in, and then close off our anchor point. Okay, and we'll do that. Oops, sorry about that. Supposed to have this in here. Okay, so just do that real quick. Paste, goes off the anchor point. Okay, then we can just copy, paste down here. This was careers. This was legal info. All right. So I'll show you what that gives us. So if we refresh, now we can. These are links that are clickable. Okay. But you know, this color doesn't really go with our theme. So let's go into here, and we're going to do A for our anchor point, and we're going to do color, I don't know, let's say green, doesn't matter. All right, oops. So let's save that, and it changes our to green. Now, if you'll notice, you don't really necessarily know these are links. So what we do for that is we come over A colon and then hover, opening curly braces, and then we do color, oops, we'll say blue, just so you can see the difference. All right, oops. So save all here. So now when you hover over them, it changes to blue. Okay, and also if you wanted to, you can do with HTML5, you can do nav A and nav A hover, and then we can do footer A color. Purple is one that I always pick automatically, and then footer A hover, open curly braces, color, we'll just say white, right? And then see how this one is green and then changes to blue like in our regular nav A, and then in the footer we have it changing different colors. So that's just something you can do. One other good CSS thing you can do is something called padding. What padding is it takes whatever is inside of that particular attribute, it will give that amount of space, whatever you choose, like say, I don't know, we'll say 20 pixels. It'll give that amount of space around the content that's inside that particular attribute. So it's going to give 20 pixels worth of space around whatever we have in our nav bar, which of course is our unordered list. So let's do some, whoops. Oh, we didn't even design the header. Jeez, getting ahead of myself here. Getting ahead of my header self. Anyway, let's say background color. We'll say light. I don't know if that's a color. We'll say orange. It's going to be ugly, but just so you can see some delineation. Color for the color of the text. White. Text align again, center. Whoops. And we'll give this the padding to make this a little bit more grand, because this is our header. This is the first thing that people see. We're going to give it we'll say 50 pixels, I guess. Okay, and our nav, and then our footer, just our regular footer. We do background, oops, background color, we'll say yellow. Sorry about this, it's not that good colors, but I'm just trying to show you so there's some delineation. We don't need to do, yeah, we'll do text align, center again, and we'll do padding 30 pixels. And again, all this you can just play around with. This, like I said, this is all a very basic HTML thing. And there we go. See how it gives some space around so it's not totally around. Let's throw in our main text align center. Background color, we'll say is white. We'll leave the text black as it is. Now remember, the gray color here is the body, the entire thing. The main content is just the main section. And we'll say padding, because this is just as grand as the other one. We'll say, I don't know, 80 pixels. That might be a lot, but we'll see. Save all. And there we go. And the footer is inside there as well. So, you know, we have our links. We have these links. They look awful. We'll change this to, I don't know, what's another color? Say blue. Anyway, or whatever. Not. Okay, so. That's it. I mean, that's the basic layout for an HTML file, and you can play around with this. You know, you can play around with the colors, the spacing. I mean, there's a bunch of other stuff you can do. If you want to check it out, also, here's a great resource. This will give you up-to-date HTML stuff. There's tables you can put in there. Of course, your images. It's called w3schools.com. All right? Listen, I had a lot of fun making this video, and I certainly hope that you enjoyed it. This is a very basic tutorial, but it's just meant to get you going and see some of the fun stuff you can do with it. So anyway, like and subscribe, and I appreciate you watching. Thank you.